Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you a brand new series. What if Naruto became the king of the strongest empire, guys? Part 1, guys. If you enjoy this and want to see part 2, just go ahead and just destroy that red subscribe button. Comment down below and tell me you want part 2 and I'll be posting it as soon as possible for you guys to enjoy. And also go ahead and check out What If Naruto was an OP villain in My Hero Academia and enjoy that, guys. And if you're new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, guys, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So, write that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Begin the intro, guys. The terrifying sounds they made as they hissed with malice. In the past 5 years, many had come to know the terror of these chains. Those who were foolish enough to speak out to the boy, those who intended to harm the boy, they will always meet that hissing sound, that chilling, cold grinding sound. Many called him a monster, a freak, a demon, and yes, he hated it. But he had yet to feel whole, as he did when his chains came alive. Naruto Uzumaki was a weird kid, plain and simple. No one truly understood him, but that was fine. He believed that it helped him stay unique. A 5-year-old on a daily struggle to thrive in a world known for its ruthlessness and unfairness. He didn't understand why the other kids got families and why he was left alone, or why it seems that no one wanted to be his friend. But he would always cheer himself up by reminding himself that no one else had chains. No matter how hard life was for him in Konoha, the chains were always there when he needed them. If he was wandering the street hungry, a chain would show up beside him and offer him a piece of fruit or something from one of the stands. If someone tried to harm him, the chains would come out and defend him. As he remembered one time he was on the Hokage's monument as he fell off. However, the chain shot out from his back, and they saved his life. After that, they moved around him frantically to see if he was unharmed or okay. He had never felt so cherished before. It was rather upsetting that he couldn't bring them out when he wanted to. It was frustrating to no end. They were his, so why? Why couldn't he bring them out when he wanted? Breathe in, breathe out. He listened to the whisper that was in his mind. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. He had a voice in his head, a whisper. It was kind of like his chains. It only came around when he needed it. It will also tell him what words were when he had difficulty reading them. It will help him calm down when he got upset. It even gave him directions. Even in his dreams, he heard the whispers. They were always saying a single word that he remembered quite well. King. Over and over again sometimes. My king. As far back as he could remember, the word king seemed to resonate with him. He thought the Hokages were cool, especially the fort. However, a king would be much awesome to be. As Naruto was now walking home when he heard the voice in his head. Run. He was confused by that. Run! The voice got louder as he heard it quite clearly. As Naruto ran as fast as he could. As he kept on running no matter what. As he glanced back to make sure nothing was following him. But his eyes widened when he saw 9 white faces with just 2 eye holes, no mouth, their bodies bathed in darkness. They were chasing after him. He was scared, terrified. However, there was no why me or what do they wanted on his mind. There was only one question: where were his chains? He wanted to hear the rattling, the hissing of his chains. He didn't want to be in danger to wield what is his. However, he had to, so he came to a stop. He felt like even though he was scared, he did not have to run. He was in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the night, White masked strangers surrounded him, 9 of them. As he felt something coming from them, it was like pressure, like something would crush him completely. As they took steps closer to him, they pulled out kunais and tontos. As the pressure was getting too much, as Naruto found it harder and harder to breathe. Please, please, come out, come out, come out, he yelled. As he was desperate for the chains to come out, to come alive and protect him from these assailants. You are. Naruto heard the voice clear in his head. You are. He could hear it like someone was whispering directly in his ears. One of the masked phantom leaped towards him. You are a king. The voice was crystal clear as hundreds of chains seemed to shot from Naruto's body. His pursuers were skewered. Chains shot in all directions, tearing up the ground, ripping through trees, tearing through the assailants. It was a gruesome, rather gory scene. However, Naruto did not pay attention to that. He was overjoyed. Even in the worstest of situations, they were here for him. It brought a tear to his eye. As he reached out and touched one of them, however, the moment he did, his entire world went dark. Inside of his inner world, Naruto found himself in a vast, long unending desert. He saw some trees in the distance. The sky was clear, no cloud, no star, nothing at all. As it was becoming dark, the sun was white, illuminating the heavens instead of the heavens illuminating the ground. As Naruto turned, as he saw a large plateau, and a tall, beautiful woman sat on it. She had creamy red hair that came down to her back. The bottom of each were curved upwards. As Naruto also saw 9 strange things behind her moving. They were orange. What seemed to be like fur. Was those tails? He had no idea where he was or who she was. However, he hoped that she could help him get back home. As he started to walk towards her, for some strange reason he felt safe. Safer than he's ever felt before. Her eyes snapped open, a beautiful scarlet red, glowing with ominous power. She had on red, luscious lipsticks that made her lips just pop. As Naruto found himself unable to keep her gaze, as he was blushing. Naruto? She said. She seemed to have a bit of difficulty getting his name out, and it looked like she was about to cry as well. As a lone tear then ran down her cheek. You know me? Who are you? And where am I? Said Naruto, spitting out his questions one after another. However, she reached and touched his face. Of course I know you, Naruto-sama, she said. As Naruto was a bit taken aback, there was a strange warmth that came from her that filled his body, no, his soul, with this feeling that he just couldn't describe. I'm just so sorry I wasn't able to protect you better, to destroy all those who tried to oppose you. As Naruto was confused by her words, but he was too wrapped up in a warm feeling to care about anything else. But you're here now, my king, she said. King? Her king? I'm your king, said Naruto, as he was confused. Yes, he always wanted to be a king from the moment he learned about that word, a ruler that everyone respected and loved. However, he wasn't there yet, so why was this lady calling him that? As she told him to have a seat, which he did. She then told him everything. Kurama looked towards him as she told him everything about his lineage, his parents, his position as a human sacrifice. She told him about the relationship she had with his parents, how close they were, and how she helped them on their shinobi path. As Naruto was taken aback, he had a clan. However, the other nations feared it to the point where they all rallied together and destroyed it. He had parents, however, they died trying to protect him and the village from a mass intruder that had Kurama under control. He had a kingdom even if it lied in ruins. It was his, and he wanted to see it. He wanted to see a kingdom even if he had to make it himself. Much to Kurama's excitement. Yes, yes. You truly are a king, she said. And you shall have your kingdom, my lord. I will train you the way your parents intended to, and make you a force to be reckoned with. She spoke with the utmost resolve that made Naruto twitch in excitement. He was going to be trained by the Kyuubi, the incarnate of power, the entity that helped his parents. But he had a question. My chains. Do you know how to make them work? Like, can you teach me how to use them whenever I want, he asks. She smiled at her king. I know what your mother did. She had chains as well. And trust me, she loved to use them. I will teach you what I learned from her. I myself can't use the chains, so it will be up to you to master them. Naruto was beyond excited, however he had a lot more questions. Wait, I understand why you say I'm loyalty, given my lineage, but why do you call me your king, said Naruto. From what she told him, she was a Bijou, the strongest of all of the Bijous. So why would she show him, a simple child, so much respect? She herself, strangely, did not have an answer for him. She just told him that she feel like he should be treated as such. Maybe it was a connection that she had with Kushina and Minato. Maybe it was a potential that she felt inside of him that seemed unending. She answered him as best she could. To be honest, it's just a feeling I always felt. Even when your parents first shared the pregnancy with me, I told them of what you both will be. It was like a vision seeing you as a king. A true ruler whose power and influence will be known throughout the entire world. You will be centered, you will be decisive, you shall live with integrity. You will protect your realm, and you will provide order. You will create and inspire creativity in others, and you will bless those lives under you. I believe in you, and I know that you will do great things, things that will change this elemental nation, and I will be right by your side, my king, she said. As Naruto felt conflicted, no one has ever believed him before. But here was one of the strongest beings on the planet. Believing in him, he felt something swell inside of him. A new determination, a strength that he's never felt before. To accomplish, to become a king just like she said, to not let her down. His mind was made up. Kurama, I want to be the king that you envision. I want to build an empire like no other. One that won't fall even if the entire world is against us. The world feared the Uzumakis and what they were capable of. But I will bring them to a new sense of prosperity. She looked at him with a big smile on her face. Her king was already smart and decisive. You are already a king, my dear Naruto, she said. But I will make you into the greatest that there's ever been. When I'm done with you, you will be a living paradox, she told him. Time skip. 2 years has passed since that fateful day where Naruto and Kurama were introduced. She took it upon herself to teach Naruto everything about his people. She had absorbed a massive amount of information on the Uzumaki clan after Kushina, had decided to learn everything she could about her people after their demise. Kushina had spent years collecting all that she could, seals, weaponry, and several other complex things. With how skilled they were, they had made it so only a Uzumaki could utilize anything that she had found. Even though they had fallen, the Uzumakis made sure they would be little to no spoils for their enemies. She instructed him on the ways of chakra, giving him multiple exercises to better his control and utilization. She informed him of chakra nature, how one could utilize the elements to produce shape and ninjutsu. As Naruto learned that he had two, water and wind, just like his mother, which made him work twice as hard to develop and master these elements. He was also working on learning the taijutsu of his clan, a style that utilized speed, precision, and flexibility. He was becoming more proficient every single day. However, he was still young. Kurama only allowed him to learn the basics of all those he was interested in. She wanted him to have a strong foundation. Rushing into something leagues ahead of him would just break him down after time. She also began to school him in the special chakra practice that the Uzumakis follow. The Uzumakis view chakra as a deeper force that is influenced by the user's mental and emotional state, which gave them a deeper connection to it than any other shinobis. With this in mind, they established 4 principles whenever they use chakra. The first one, enshroud, the practice of conserving one's chakra, controlling it and manifesting it so it doesn't leak out. This technique not only bolstered their defenses, but it also improved their vitality and longevity. The second one, suppress. It helped one suppress the energy inside themselves. This enhanced sensory abilities and act as a rejuvenation technique, although a minor one. The third one, Enhance, allows one to emit chakra out, projecting that large amount of aura in the form of chakra. This amplifies the user's strength and also durability, providing a larger pool of energy for enhanced techniques and also individual skills. The final one, Ak, was a manifestation of one aura that the user seemed to develop depending on their will. Kurama also taught him that the Uzumakis have classifications for a person depending on what kind of Ak they might have developed. There were 6 in total. There were enhancers who strengthened themselves, or items by using chakra, transmitters who were able to change the properties of their chakra, much like shape or element or manipulation, emitters who were able to separate their chakra from themselves with ease, manipulators who could control objects. You also have conjurers who can create using chakra alone, and you also have specialists, those with abilities that did not fit into any other category. At first, Kurama thought that Naruto was a conjurer due to his chains. However, in these 2 years he changed the relief to believe that he was a specialist. As Naruto has been training very hard and come to his chains, he was able to summon them from all over his person, as he was also able to change their shape, the strength, the weight, and more. Even though his control over them was leaps and bounds than what it has been before, it seems that they still have a mind of their own, as they would appear to deflect any projectiles that was at his blind spot. They even encircle his body as an armor. The chains were sentients. They could defend, attack, or transform, depending on situation. So he decided to name them King's Guard. They were always with him, always ready to defend, always ready to attack. He felt it was the most appropriate name, and they also seemed to agree, as they had sprung to life and danced around him. And they had changed color from the crimson view that they had to a pure black. It was like looking into a pure black void. Kurama thanked the cosmos that Minato and Kushina were able to construct the safe house that they were using as a training location. Naruto's parents were monsters in the shinobi world, and as such, they had mass and numerous amount of enemies over time. With that being the case, they wanted to have a place where they could guarantee the safety of him no matter what. So they had created an underground structure where he would have everything that he would need in case of a high level threat. Seals were all over the bunker from head to toe. Multiple training areas with resistant seals to block out any shockwave or any rising of power. And also the resistant seals that affects one body. As Naruto was on the 10th, the seals go all the way to 100. The first 1 to 10 level was the easy one. However, passing that, going on into 11 12, it was difficult. However, he had to get used to them until he could no longer feel them on his body. In order to unlock the other level, he had to be able to touch all the tags. They appear and reappear all over the room. He had to have the necessary speed to touch all of them while under the resistance seal. Once he achieved that goal, he will move on to the next level, and then the tags will start to move even faster, and he will have to touch all of them once again in order to move on to the next level. There was also training puppets. They were controlled by seals, with difficult levels inscribed into them. Some of the more advanced rooms were lettered in Minato, prize, dilation seals, allowing one to experience days in a matter of minutes. However, it was a death sentence for those who were not efficient in Shroud, because they won't be able to handle the shift in time, and it would destroy the body. There was also an armory, which Naruto renamed the trophy room. Weapons, armors, and different items litter the room. While Kurama did not know everything in there, she told him the ones that she deemed the most noteworthy inside. One of the blades in there was something that she also had a hand in making. It was a red and black blade that was curved right in the center, giving it a better move around. It was made for Naruto. Once he had become efficient enough in Kinjutsu, it would be handed to him. The three of them had working together with their knowledge to create it for him. However, the coolest function was, it was multiple weapons in one. Kushina's masterpiece was a special seal that she had created that allowed the weapon to change form depending on the user need at that moment. However, they would have to be programmed into it. However, there was only 5 slots, as Naruto had gave it a fitting name, the Paradox Edge. As Naruto was overjoyed, regardless of what life was before this, before meeting Kurama, he knew that he was loved. He knew that his parents wanted him to become something great. They wanted to be here to help him grow stronger. They wanted to be here to shower him with love and praise. And even though they were not here, they had done so much to make sure no matter what, he will have what he needed. This place had everything that he needed: food, water, bookshelves upon bookshelves of books that he had been deprived in the village. The village. That was honestly something he didn't like to think about too much. All the information that Kurama had told him definitely changed his perspective of the village. Minato, in what little time that he had left a messenger toad to write exactly what should happen to Naruto, his upbringing. And his godparents, Jiraiya and Tsunade, were supposed to be the one to take care of him. Even in their last moments, his parents tried their best to make sure he was taken care of, but their memories were being spat upon. He came from a clan of sealing genius, yet no one ever told him that the Uzumaki clan even existed. He was barely provided with the essentials. He had to steal, ration, or when his chains felt it necessary to grab something for him. His father was a goddamn Hokage, and yet he was treated like he was less of a person. All the people that knew who he was, they knew, and yet not a single one of them did one damn thing over the past 7 years. Even his opinion on the third Hokage had changed drastically. Once a grandfather and figure now seemed like a bumbling old fool. He withheld everything. He had the knowledge. He had, not even if he didn't have the time, he had people that could help Naruto, that could help him become strong, and yet he left the son of the Hokage, the son of 2 of his strongest ninjas, to fend for himself like he was nothing. His father and mother risked their goddamn life for this village, and yet they treat him like he was garbage. How did they expect him to feel? However, Kurama was not going to let the village hinder him anymore. She knew about the Shadow Clone technique. She knew what he provided, the memories. That is why the moment he got his chakra under control, she wanted him to learn that, because that would be a big boost to his training. However, because of the constant information, she limited the number of clones that he could use regarding different subjects because she didn't want it to overwhelm his young mind. She told him many things over the years, that there has been many kings that tried to take place over the elemental nation, but they fail. She told him about their mistakes and what he could do to avoid these failures, as Naruto was enraptured by all of her stories. As Naruto knew that no individual alone could accomplish such a feat, he needed a team. He would have to gather some strong allies to make his dream come true, and today would be one of those days. Time skip, Konoha. The Hidden Leaf hadn't changed much in the last 2 years, except for one big event. Due to discrimination the Uchihas felt, they grew resentful. Under the leadership of the clan head, Fukaku Uchiha, they plotted a coup against the Hidden Leaf. However, Fukaku's eldest son slayed his clan in order to protect the village and became an S-rank ninja, only leaving his little brother Sasuke Uchiha alive. Only a select few knew about the truth. The Hokage, Jiraiya, his advisors, and, unknown to all of them, Naruto as well. Before Kurama tutelage, Naruto was already inventive, pranking and doing all sorts of things. However, now that he put that intuition in other studies, he was able to pull things off that looked like they would be either ingenious or they would make him look insane. One of those was a set of receivers that he could place almost everywhere, even on someone's skin. His calligraphy on Fuinjutsu was amazing. Thank you, Uzumaki DNA. He placed many of these seals over the village, so he could listen in on many people. He didn't know if this village could turn into an enemy one day, and he was no longer a fool, so he had to prepare for any outcome. As for Sasuke, he had changed as well. He was constantly angry, constantly battered and bruised. Onlookers believed that it was because of training, as he wanted nothing to do with anyone. He viewed himself as a complete failure, unable to even lift a finger against his elder brother. Itachi forced upon Sasuke a cruel punishment, making him view the death of his clan over and over and over. Whether it was a minute or hour, Sasuke could not tell, but it wasn't something that he could get out of his mind. It seemed to be just stuck there. The only thing he believed that can clear these images from his head was to grow stronger and kill Itachi. That was until someone approached him one night. Sasuke was sitting down near a stream, reflecting on all the progress he's made so far. Though he had been getting stronger, he felt like it was all in vain. It's still not enough. Regardless what I do, I'm still not at his level. Itachi already awakened the Sharingan at my age, and yet, I can't even execute a kunai throw properly, he said to himself angrily. Sasuke heard footsteps as he turned to see the blonde known as Naruto standing there. He looked as beat up as him, maybe even more so. Mind if I sit here, said Naruto, as the blonde was grinning at him. Normally he would have just grunted or just ignored him, however. Sasuke didn't know why, but he said, sure. The two of them were probably the most famous kids in the Leaf, the last Uchiha and the Demon. Sasuke has also gained a bit of respect for Naruto because whenever he saw him, he was doing some kind of training, perhaps running or doing something else. However, it's been a while since he last saw him. But whenever he saw Naruto hard at work, it made him go back right to training even though he had just sat down to take a break. What's with all those bruises on you? Have you lost a fight, said Naruto, with a snicker at the end. No, I didn't lose a fight. I was training, idiot. Besides, you're the one who looked like they just lost a fight. Sasuke told him annoyed that he would even suggest that. Well, I guess I kind of did, you know. It was part of my training. Naruto answered, scratching the back of his head. The truth was he had just finished a sparring session with 3 of his clones to polish up all of the basics. And why the hell are you training, Sasuke said. No one their age seemed to be interested in learning the ninja ways yet, so why was he, Sasuke wondered. It's because I'm a king, and kings need to be strong, said Naruto, as he narrowed his gaze towards Sasuke. Sasuke was confused as hell. What the hell are you talking about, idiot? How are you a king? Naruto turned towards Sasuke and Sasuke saw something completely different. It was almost like the person that he was just talking to had switched places with someone new. The feeling that he gave off the pressure, but instead of it feeling suffocated, it was warm. A feeling that encompassed and override everything else. That is exactly what Sasuke was feeling. Kurama was against the idea of her king associating with an Uchiha. She hated that clan. But her king had made up his mind, and she was too proud of who he was becoming to go against what he had said. As Naruto told Sasuke a few things, however, he kept some of the more important details to himself. But he did tell him a lot though. Sasuke was shocked that he was sitting next to someone that was the last heir to a royal empire. He had heard something about that, but he wasn't quite sure. However, even Itachi was not someone that was able to face the Yellow Flash. He also remembered his mother being friends with a Kushina. He remembered her talking about her once or twice, but he didn't understand who she was. But it seems like she had passed away. No, it all made sense. When he was much younger, he remembered stepping in and his mother was doing a prayer for a picture. As he heard she said that name, Kushina, there was a red-headed woman there, alongside his mother, the both of them smiling to the camera. But Sasuke was confused though. Why, he said. Why would you tell me all of this? Confused why someone would just tell him this intimate detail about themselves. Because I feel like you might be the only person that might understand me. It might not be the same thing, but in a sense, we have both lost, said Naruto. More importantly, I feel like you will understand what I seek to accomplish. I guess I can understand the first part, but what do you mean I can understand what you want to accomplish? Sasuke said. Before I answer you, I have one more story to tell you though. It will be hard for you to take in this one. However, I hope you believe what I have to say. Sasuke could have sworn that something clicked inside the blonde as he was acting different now. I'm going to tell you what really happened that night. Why Itachi slaughtered your clan. Sasuke froze hearing those words from Naruto, as he wanted to punch Naruto right in the face for mentioning that. However, they did not know every single detail about that night that Itachi snapped and went mad. What could the blonde know that he did not? As Naruto told him everything, he told Sasuke everything. Sasuke was boiling red by the end of everything. Even how he got the information, Sasuke lashed out with a punch, trying to pin Naruto right in the face. He was so angry he was just lashing out at everything around him. His fist smashed in Naruto's face. He punched him once again. However, the blonde did not move. His eyes were just focused on Sasuke. Sasuke looked into those eyes as he punched Naruto, as he just knew that he was telling the truth. His clan being traitors, his brother being the pacifist person that he is. He stopped his assault as his fist dropped to his side. As he dropped to his knees. Why? Why tell me any of this, he said, tears streaming down his face as Sasuke felt like he didn't have a purpose anymore. He would have spent his whole life searching to kill Itachi, but if Itachi was not the problem, what should he just didn't know. Because you should be allowed to decide what your life is for yourself. How can anyone expect you to be your own person when you don't even know what is going on with your life? You're already training yourself into the ground. For what? To kill your brother, based on a lie. Instead of growing for yourself, you're going for revenge. And what then, said Naruto. Sasuke lowered his head. As he glared up at Naruto, why? Why do you care, he said. Because if it was up to everyone else, I would have stayed ignorant as well. So much of my potential wasted because of misguided people. Without the way to properly harness it, I would have remained blissfully ignorant. Knowing who I am, where I come from, that will allow me to decide who I want to be. You deserve that same liberty, no matter how cruel it is. It is your life. You should know the truth and decide from there what you want to do, and not listen to what others want you to do. Before, Sasuke was a child that was a couple months younger than him, and yet he felt like he was being consoled by an older brother. I want to be a great king, so when I bring back the Uzumakis, they will not only have a wondrous empire to call home, but also have a great leader to protect them. One that would prevent any tragedy from befalling them ever again. Naruto's words awakened something inside of Sasuke, even before the truth of that night. However, now that he knew what his clan was gonna do, he wanted to establish a new Uchiha. One that would not succumb to the vices of the previous intent of this world. One that would not be cowered down by their own power. One that would not be weakened to their own morals or ideology. One that could wield pride to strengthen himself instead of weakening them. That is what you want. But before I do any of that, I need friends that will help make my dreams a reality. Things might be messy along the way, but I think that you might be the guy for the job. Who knows? We might just take over the world while we're at it, said Naruto with a grin. He was serious and Sasuke knew it. Sasuke's entire world had been broken down, and he needed something. He needed someone to bring him back up to his feet. Trust me when I say, said Naruto as he placed a hand on Sasuke's shoulder. You will become the perfect knight. With you by my side, we could change the world, Sasuke. We could re-establish both our clans to heights that has never been seen before. We can destroy this stupid system, this stupid shinobi world, for a better one. Something that we can be proud of, that the future generation can live and be happy, said Naruto. Now tell me, as he rose to his feet and handed his hand to Sasuke, who looked up at him. Sasuke's mind was in shambles. He wanted so desperate to latch onto something, and the thing in front of him was what he saw as a beacon, a hope. In my honor, on my name, Sasuke Uchiha, I will follow you to create this better world, this empire that you seek to create. Sasuke said. He didn't fully understand, but he felt like it was the right thing to do, to put his faith in this person who could help him change everything. Excellent, we will get stronger, and we will take the world by storm, said Naruto. Kurama laughed at that, thinking about the strength that Naruto had now, and the potential of both him and the Uchiha for growth. The world had no idea what was coming. A king and his knight. 5 years passed since that night, with a new lease on life, and something to truly look forward to. Sasuke focus on getting stronger to lead the new establishments of Uchiha that will be one of the founding clans of the new Uzu. As both of them spend their time training, honing the skills that they have to take over the world. As Naruto had instructed Sasuke in the Uzumaki chakra techniques, and to say that Sasuke was surprised would be an understatement. He was shocked beyond disbelief. Sasuke had to question how could a clan with this kind of belief, this kind of training, this kind of fortitude be toppled by anyone. It seems impossible with all the information that Naruto gave him. Naruto informed him while the techniques were indeed powerful, they took dedication and patience to master, and training to improve and hone. Once he undergone the training himself, Sasuke understood what Naruto meant. It took time and pain, but Sasuke started to become efficient in these techniques as well. The techniques of focus, which allow one to focus large amount of normal portion of energy on a certain part of the body to enhance it to ridiculous degrees. However, it left most of yourself more vulnerable, but the payoff for the strike was indeed worthy of it. As for conceal, a skill that allowed one to completely erase their presence, as both of them felt like that would be necessary in their world to come. And then there was circle, ability to display energy in a radius around oneself, to detect anything or anyone entering that radius. And shroud, allow the user to wrap an object in their energy and strengthen it, like weapons, tools, anything. And then there was the flow, distributing at least 50% of one energy to one's punch, then quickly flowing it to the other part of the body to increase or decrease anything. Not to mention the training, they help him. Sasuke knew goals, Sasuke knew look on life, gave him his tool, his clan pride, the Sharingan. However, he didn't want to make that define him, knowing that the Sharingan is something that he should not focus on all the time. It made things even worse when he saw what Naruto was truly capable of, even without any special tool, as Naruto told him of what he contained as well. Sasuke was numb by that point of everything they'd been through. The both of them had been sneaking in and out of the village using their clones to keep themselves active within the village. They knew they had much to learn, much more to experience. However, finally the day has come for them to start moving towards their ambition, but how? How would the world react? Time skip, Konoha. Today was the last day at the Ninja Academy. It didn't matter to them who they would end up with, but it was a fascinating subject to pass the time. Sasuke has grown accustomed to treating Naruto with respect, as he was his knight after all. Who do you think that we would end up with, Naruto-sama, he said. Sasuke was now 5 feet 2 inches, just an inch taller than Naruto. He wore a skin-tight gray and black high-collar muscular shirt, his belt tied like an obi sash around his hakama pants. They were dark gray near the top, as 2 buttons were undone. The rest of the pants were black with a striped gray on the side. A slightly modified katana was strapped to him as well. It had a red and grey-black handle. The old man would most likely place us on the same team together with Kakashi being our sensei, with him being my father's last student. Plus, he is the only other person in the village that possesses a Sharingan other than you. So that is most likely the logical option. As Naruto was wearing a navy blue shirt, over that he was wearing a black cloak with red trimmings going down the back. He was also wearing a piece of armor, a dull red section that covers his abdomen. It strapped up underneath his coat as it went around his body. Tied to his side was his paradox edge, the red sheet running down. I guess that makes sense, although I doubt a non-Uchiha has much to teach me about my own dojutsu. If we're being honest, he probably doesn't have much to teach us, I doubt. Anyone within this village has much to teach us. Though he did address Naruto with respect, the both of them spoke like they were lifelong friends, without any restrictions. That may be true, but for now it is too early to place ourselves under the scopes of the village. We will play our parts as loyal shinobis, maybe reveal a trick or two. Besides that, we will do our best to not go over elite genin, said Naruto. I understand your reasoning. With our operatives moving through the elemental nation, it's only a matter of time before we can end the facade. I don't care much for the brute in Uchiha part for much longer. He'd act like the spoiled, brooding jerk for a long while. However, the annoying fangirls, they still try to gravitate towards him, as much as he hated those annoying weak girls. If he was gonna ever be with someone, it wasn't going to be them. She would have to be strong, powerful, someone to match what he truly was. It must really suck being the most popular ladies man in school, said Naruto. Meanwhile, I am the worst of worst. But if the village was to know that the Kyuubi brat is such a threat at a young age, things will only get a lot worse. I don't mind my clone playing the weak, innocent child. My king, with all due respect, you're better off burning this village down to the ground. It has done nothing for you or your Uchiha friend. It is just an obstacle in your way now, said Graham in his mind. She was his teacher, his surrogate mother, his closest advisor, one of the best people that he had in this world. She was the one that helped him start all of this. Given that look on your face, I would suggest that Mistress Kurama possibly feel the same way that I do about these annoying traits that we have to put up with, Sasuke said, as Naruto had allowed him to enter his inner world to meet her. She wouldn't admit it. Even though he was a Uchiha, she had to say, she never thought she would not despise a Uchiha. He was a perfect fit, the perfect knight for her king. Anyways, the teams are made up of 3-man squads, so there must be a third. It will likely be one of the females within her class. There's no need to put 2 dojutsus on one team, so it will not be Hinata. So we get fangirl number 1 or fangirl number 2. The question is, which one is worse? As Naruto remembered quite well how crazy these girls seemed to be for Sasuke. They were his number 1 fans. They had gone from close friends to bitter rival for his affection. I cannot see how either one will contribute. However, if I have to pick, I'll have to go with Ino. Because of her Yamanaka clan jutsus, it could be quite useful. Sasuke made a point to evaluate all that they came across, to see if they might serve a purpose for the empire that they were building. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. No use to stress ourselves over something that we can't control. If anything, explaining our sudden change might be a better use of our efforts. The both of them were the last one to arrive, and their entrance suddenly turned a lot of heads. The class was thrown for a loop. The only time these two would be seen together was when they were either sparring for the class or some squabble, but here they were looking like they went shopping together, as both of them had the same X marking on their chests. That was under the shirt that they wear under the coat, confusing almost everyone in the class at that. A pinker girl decided to get some answers that she wanted to know what the hell was going on. What the hell are you doing, Sasuke-kun, Naruto? And why the hell are you dressed in the... Sakura felt like the wind was knocked out of her as she collapsed down to the ground. Everyone was confused what the hell just happened. Was that necessary, said Naruto, whispering to Sasuke, as he was trying his best to hide his amusement even though his tone suggested otherwise. She spoke out of turn. It was a justified course to her action, Sasuke said, as they quickly took their seat. Iruka came in as he noticed that the boys had similar appearance. That was the first thing he took notice of, but he pushed it in the back of his mind. And he also noticed Sakura being assisted up by some of the other students. She seemed to be out of breath but otherwise fine. He believed that it was just a screaming match between the Uchiha fangirls. With all that out of his mind, he proceeded with the team assignments. Both of them were disappointed by the turnout though, as Sasuke really preferred Ino over Sakura. Although Ino was useless as well, at least she could learn something, but Sakura was just a weak civilian girl. As Naruto commended Sasuke on being kinder with the way he chose his words for the girls, as Naruto told him a couple of years ago if he had nothing nice to say, it's better if he just kept it to himself. So he was kinder with his words, because what he wished to say was something that would get everyone to hate him really quickly. Or maybe that was not possible for his fangirls. However, keeping the same facade as what they had before was necessary for now. The 3 of them were left in the class as everyone got picked up. Someone that was trained by the Yellow Flash. Minato would have been rolling in his grave right now. Kakashi was around 2 hours late. As sinister look came on Naruto's face, he looked towards the door. Sasuke knew that he was planning on punishing their sensei for being so tardy. After another hour, Kakashi finally showed up. He told him to meet him on the roof as he was gone in the sunshine. However, as he arrived up there, the 2 boys were there sitting down. Took you long enough, sensei. We were thinking about sending out a search party, Naruto said, which got an amused grunt out of Sasuke. Well, how did a couple of genin manage to beat me up here? Kakashi tried to mask it. However, he was curious. Who knows, maybe you're getting slower with your old age. Naruto continued to badger him. He wanted to see how he would respond. However, before he could, Sakura burst in. Why the hell did you guys leave me, she said, as she seemed to be out of breath. As Naruto started to laugh at her annoyance, she was about to yell, however Kakashi intercept. Let's not dwell on the past, why don't we go around and introduce ourselves, such as your likes, your dislikes, your goals. Why don't you start then, sensei? Sasuke said. Alright, name is Kakashi Hatake. Things I like, things I hate. Don't feel like telling you that. My dreams for the future. Never really thought about it. As for my hobbies, I have lots of hobbies. Why don't you go next, Sasuke? Sasuke gave him a cold glare. For a second there, Kakashi would have sworn that Sasuke looked like a looming giant standing over him, as he shook it off rather quickly. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. There isn't much I like, and there are many things I hate. My goal is to usher in a new era for the Uchihas. Kakashi was glad that Sasuke did not seem fixated on hunting down and killing his brother Itachi. He then turned to Sakura. I'm Sakura Haruno. What I like, the person I like, my hobbies are, my dream is, she squealed, as she was glancing at him every time she spoke, as Sasuke tried his best to hide his annoyance. Well, you're last, Blondie, he said. The name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen, especially the ones at Ichiraku Ramen. I also like training. We don't have to talk about what I don't like. As for my goals, well, it's simple. I'm going to change this world, said Naruto. Kakashi was a bit off-putting and confused. He couldn't wrap his mind around these two. The feeling that they emitted, their looks, the presence that they gave off, something was just strange. When he looked in their eyes, he could swear that he was looking at two experienced shinobis, ready to go on dangerous missions. Sakura fit her file perfectly, but the other two, the arrogance from Sasuke, or the loudmouth Naruto, something was strange. Maybe they're just trying to seem cool in front of their Jonin sensei. Well, I guess I have to just see what they're capable of, he thought to himself. He informed them that they're to be evaluated tomorrow morning. If they're unable to pass, they will be sent back to the academy. After he told them to meet at the training ground at 7 in the morning, he sunshined away once again. Guess we'll see you tomorrow, Sakura. Come on, Sasuke. Seems like we have some time for some extra tuning for the blades. They start to walk away. However, Sakura was at the end of her whips with this as she rushed forward and stopped them. Hold on. Why are you guys hanging out all of a sudden? When did you two become buddy-buddies? She glared at Naruto. What did you do to Sasuke-kun, you it? However, before she could finish that, a sword was placed at her throat. Try to insult him, and it will be your last. Sakura could not breathe as she looked into Sasuke's eyes. A feeling of dread and fear overtake her. Sasuke, let the poor girl be. We have the training to do. His voice was calm. As Sasuke removed his blade, the ear once again felt natural. No more suffocating for her. Oh, Sakura, be sure to eat some breakfast, regardless of what Kakashi said. And they left. Sakura dropped to her knees as she rubbed her throat. What the hell was that? She said to herself. The next day, Sakura had been waiting for 3 hours when the both of them finally showed up. Normally she would have run to Sasuke and shower him with affections, but after what happened yesterday, she was hesitant to even move towards him. She was afraid. As for Naruto, the way he spoke, his tone, she could only connect it to when the third Hokage spoke. The sense of authority, like you had to listen, and it frightened her as well. Good morning, Sakura. You look well. I hope that you had a filling breakfast. I'm sure whatever Kakashi has in store for us will be a challenge, said Naruto. Good morning, Naruto. Yes, I did, she said. Good morning as well, Sasuke-kun, she said. Until she knew more about the new relationship the two seemed to have, she would have to walk on eggshells. However, he greeted her. Good morning, Sakura. How long have you been waiting? About 3 hours. I've been here since 7, she said. She was relieved that he was not angry at her anymore. Well, you won't have to wait too much longer. He should be here in the next couple of minutes. Right behind them, poof. Good morning, team. Sorry I'm late. I got lost in the road to life, said Kakashi. Let's get this started already. We're already wasting daylight, and there are better things we can do with our time, Sasuke said. Now, let's calm down, Sasuke. Since you guys seem to be so eager, why don't we have some fun? I was gonna give you some boring tests, however I can see that you guys are able to see through my no-eating breakfast trick. So all you have to do to make sure that you guys don't end up back in the academy is to impress me. Kakashi Smiley thought that by taking a notch off their belts, for them to realize they still have much to learn. He knew that confidence was a good thing, however, it can also get you killed if you are overconfident. How about if we get you to lift your headband? It's an automatic pass right then and there. I don't wish to sound rude, but Sasuke is right. It's a wonderful day. Why waste it? Naruto words came out so calm and flowing. It was a complete opposite of what was in his files. Oh? And why my headband, Naruto, he said. Oh, that's simple. I mean, you are Kakashi of the Sharingan, correct? And if one were to make you use that Sharingan, you must be worth something of a shinobi. Isn't that right? As Naruto knew that he was getting on Kakashi's nerves, and that was his goal, he wanted to see what made up one of Konoha elites. Fine, you kids, get me to lift my headband, and you all pass. Just try your best not to get hurt. I plan on having a bit of fun with you all, he said, as he released a small bit of killer intent. Soccer started to shake like a leaf. However, the boys, what the hell? Kakashi was confused. Their eyes looked disinterested. They looked bored. He stepped forward. Well, let's begin, shall we? Sasuke's body vanished. Kakashi was shocked as he dodged. A few strands of his hair got sliced off by the blade. What the hell? Slash! Blade strikes rained down on Kakashi. He was shocked. He couldn't believe what was going on. To his confusion, he wasn't able to escape without a few slashes. Sasuke stopped as he started to speed through hand sign. Kakashi moved in to stop him, however, a brutal kick slammed into his chest. Baffled by when Naruto arrived so quickly, he was sent sailing back a bit. As Naruto then flipped over Sasuke, the both of their eyes meeting once. As Naruto sped through hand sign, wind style, pressure damage, fire style, great flaming flower. Sasuke released multiple fireballs as Naruto compressed Ear of Wind, empower all of them to turn gigantic. Kakashi substituted himself at last moment into a tree in the forest. He looked toward his hands, he didn't escape unscathed. That jutsu, that was too fast. This is insane. There's no way those two are genuine. Those techniques, elemental jutsu like that, with such high ranks. Just what the hell is going on? Kakashi was about to move until something grabbed his leg. Before he could even look down, his body was yanked and thrown right back into the burning training ground. Once he crashed back on the ground, the two boys stood there, looking at him. Come on, Sensei, at this rate, we're gonna fall asleep here, said Naruto, as he smirked once more. Naruto-sama, I could finish him now using my Hatsu. I see no reason to continue this game, Sasuke said. Sakura was baffled as she didn't even know what to do. She expected that Sasuke would know jutsu, but Naruto was... he was so strong as well. She didn't get it. It seems like Sensei was not keeping up with them, but he was supposed to be their teacher. She didn't understand. There's no need to use the Hatsu, Sasuke, especially against someone of Kakashi level. It will be overkill. I will take it from here, Naruto said, as Naruto started to stretch his limbs. Are you sure, Naruto-sama? Even without it, I'm confident that I'll be able to finish this quickly. There's no need to bother yourself with. There's no worries, Sasuke. Besides, this will be a good warm-up, said Naruto, as he stretched himself a bit. You ready, Kakashi? Cause I'm coming for you, said Naruto. As Kakashi prepared himself, these two were just full of surprise. He had to make sure that nothing catch him off guard once again. As Naruto grinned, and Kakashi felt it. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want the next person to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification, say post, say about, see you guys soon. Peace, guys.